Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John Sabidi, true and welcome back to Fallout New Vegas, the Worst Courier, where last time, useless Steve got his hands on a satellite superweapon, which I'm pretty sure we can all agree is almost certainly a bad thing, but what can you do, eh? And then I said we were going to go and do a quest where I was going to get myself a load of XP, a load of money, and a load of stealth boys. Now, we succeeded on the stealth boys, kinda failed at everything else. So, today, I want to talk about a rather peculiar phenomenon in Fallout New Vegas that some of you may have never really noticed before. Because in Fallout New Vegas, it's very much the case that not all missions are created equal. Sometimes you can be asked to do an awful lot of work for relatively small amounts of reward, but the opposite is also true. There are some quests where you can make an almost embarrassing amount of money, XP, or both for doing relatively little, even if there's no particularly tough enemies, no particularly tough skill checks, no anything. So today I'm going to try and highlight some of those, because they might be very, very useful indeed to people who are not so experienced with the game. Okay, destination number 1, Cottonwood Cove. Absolutely lovely area. Unfortunately, I am allowed in here, even though I don't actually have the Mark of Caesar yet.
Halt! What business have you in Cottonwood Cove, outsider?
You see, with speech of 35, I can persuade them, just a humble trader. The Legion don't murder everybody, just sort of most people. Traders they're actually pretty cool with, as we know from Dale up in the camp.
Very well, you may proceed.
So, that gets me here into Cottonwood Cove. Nobody's gonna murder me, no problem whatsoever. And that also gets me access to, here we go, this is what I'm after, the slave pen in the back here. Now, the reason I said a moment ago some of you may not be aware of some of these quests that provide loads of easy XP is, quests are sometimes slightly weird in Fallout New Vegas, which is quests can provide different levels of reward in terms of either money or XP, depending on how you complete them. Generally, it's a pretty small difference, like a difference of, say, 100 XP, maybe 100 caps, or maybe no money whatsoever, versus a small handful of money. But, these guys right here, their part of the quest left my heart, and I imagine most people will come across this quest when they visit Cottonwood Cove as part of the main story. Basically, you speak to them, they say, hey, please let us out, we don't like being slaves, being a slave absolutely sucks. So at that point, you either buy them from Canyon Runner, right here, and then just let them go, very, very cheap indeed, pass a couple of easy checks of varying descriptions, well, easy for a character who's not used to Steve anyway, and then you just let them go. Quest complete. Very easy quest. But if you do it that way, it's only worth 350 XP. So we don't want to do that. Instead, you want to come here to the Aerotech Office Park. Because in the tent on the right as you enter, we've got ourselves Frank Weathers. And naturally, he's going to want the rest of his family rescued.
We were crossing the Mojave, not far from Searchlight, when a band of Caesar's Legion slavers came out of nowhere. They took my family.
Oh no, how sad. Can I help?
You'd do that for a complete stranger? Thank you, my friend. The army says they don't have the available manpower, as if the city is more important. From what I've gathered from NCR Rangers, they were most likely taken to Cottonwood Cove. You might start there.
Alright, and that's literally it. There's no extra stages whatsoever. You just have to speak to this guy first. And now back to Cottonwood Cove, where things will just work out in exactly the same way, with one little tiny bit of extra dialogue, which is, yes, if we speak to Mrs. Weathers before we speak to Canyon Runner.
Please, sir, take pity on us. Free us, please.
And I will 100% be doing that, but just let you know, your husband sent me to free you.
That man knows where we are, just when I didn't think it could get any worse. At least he's too much of a coward to come after us himself. What if he ended up in this pen with us?
Yeah, they're not particularly keen on Frank, as it turns out.
My family was ambushed by a pack of Legion raiders near Searchlight, and Frank ran off, the gutless coward. I have no idea where he is, but at least we're free from his abuse.
Yeah, a coward and an abuser, as it turns out.
Ever since he lost his job a few years back, he hasn't been the same. He took a switch to us for the tiniest things. We were trying to get away when the Legion showed up. I'm glad he ran off like a coward. But slavery wasn't the kind of escape I was looking for.
Don't worry, Mrs. Weathers, I've got your back. And then just straight over to Canyon Runner, same as you would have done normally if you just come across these guys without knowing about Frank. But mechanically, it works out precisely the same. Speech of 50 for a bit of a reduction in the price. 300 caps is the full price, though. That's for 2 kids and 1 adult, which does raise some questions about the, economy of slavery in New Vegas, because even a basic gun in not particularly good condition sells for a couple of hundred, a rifle easily over 300, so yeah, surely like 2 kids who have got plenty of life ahead of them could easily generate more than 300 caps value over their life. This just strikes me as really cheap, like so darn cheap for 3 slaves. So in which case I'm not even gonna haggle because I'm not particularly good at bluffing as it turns out. You can just have the money. Quite frankly, this is a bargain. So, crack open the gate with the key. You lot, free to go.
When will we be free?
Right this second as it turns out.
Thank you. I don't think we'll ever be able to repay you, but we'll do our best one day, once I found a place to settle.
And off they go into freedom. Huzzah! And while she doesn't specifically tell you which way she's going, travel to Old Mormon Fort, wait about 24 hours or so, and yep, that's their destination. This is where they live now. So, nip back to Frank and we need to give him an update.
Have you found my family yet?
Yes, indeed I have, but, about that.
Yes. Have you found them?
Yes, I just said that.
They are? Oh my God, thank you. Thank you so much. But wait, where are they?
So yes, indeed, I do know they're at Old Mormon Fort in Freeside, and, more importantly, 1,000 XP. So, if you just go and speak to them directly, and do precisely what I just did, 350 XP. If you just speak to this guy before and after, you get yourself 3 times that. I'm not 100% sure why, if it was just an oversight or a mistake, but it's one of the easiest ways to get 1,000 XP in the game. Not the very easiest, we'll be getting to that in a minute, but still pretty darn easy. But, unfortunately, Frank, yeah, your family doesn't want you around. But there's a couple of ways to deal with that. The top option is basically just saying, hey, sober up, maybe you can go and hang out with them. But there is another route. Why would I tell an abusive bastard like you?
What? Why won't you tell me? Did my wife put you up to this? What lies did she tell you?
And that opens up a second option, also speech 35, that you're a slimy yellow-bellied bastard, you don't deserve a family. So that's a little bit on the harsh side, but it did sound like, yes, he wasn't exactly a good person to them.
You're right. I've been a mean son of a bitch the past couple years. What am I supposed to do? I've got no money left, and now my family has abandoned me.
And yes, indeed, speech of 35, you can take this in a very dark direction and basically tell him he's got nothing left to live for. Which I'm going to do just because I can't help but notice I just actually entered a new level. And the game's got a bit of an odd way of dealing with this, which is there is no animation for Frank Weathers to shoot himself or something. So if you tell him to do this, something rather peculiar happens.
You're right. I've got nothing left. I'll never see my kids grow up, but they're better off without me.
And that is simply that, as you can sort of see right there in the background, his head just explodes instantaneously because the game doesn't actually have any form of animation for this. So instead, it just basically says, okay, just cripple his head and make it pop as if it had just been shot and then immediately burst. But the reason I wanted to do this is because as we just entered a new level, yeah, his head sort of beginning to explode is just sort of frozen in the background behind the actual level up screen there. So that there is his face just beginning to detach from the rest of his head. In a second it'll go flying over to the far side of the room. Right, so we've got ourselves some skill points and here we go. Speech of 45. Now that's important because there's a bunch of stuff coming up that I'm going to be needing speech 45 or thereabouts for. In fact, I'm going to be needing more than speech 45. In fact, actually, yeah, I can actually save myself a handful of skill points because 39 is what I actually need because I've got a bit of help coming in, shall I say. Which does give me just a handful of extra points to start investing elsewhere. Just a little bit of extra sneak would be lovely, and a little bit of extra energy weapons too. Right, so, soon as I'm done, this is level 9, so no perk. Yeah, his face is going to finish exploding, because time freezes while you're leveling up. So, wait for it. And there it goes. His head just sort of explodes, but his gun's still on his back, so yeah, he just basically has the ability to make his own head go pop. It's very impressive. Plus, he's wearing the mysteriously valuable field hand outfit in perfect condition, so I'll gladly be taking that too. Also, I love how if you do this at night, the other refugees sleeping in the tent, they just don't care. Some guy just shot himself in the tent. Nope, that didn't even wake them up. Lovely. Also, this place is very good for... Hang on, can I actually be hidden? I doubt... Oh, might just get away with this. This place is good for stealing medicine. And stealing medicine can be very valuable, because medicine can be turned in over at the old Mormon fort for followers' reputation, which can be very, very good indeed. So, I'm just going to be helping myself to some of this nonsense. Right, next on my to-do list, Mick and Ralph's over in Freeside, because when you want to be doing some speech, this is a very important place to visit first. And that's because Mick has got something very special in his inventory. While he's better known for selling, pretty darn good guns, including a fair few unique ones, rare stuff like C4 plastic explosives, some really, really darn cool stuff here, it's actually the apparel where he's got something truly special and very, very useful indeed. And that is literally the only naughty nightwear in the entire game. There is no other naughty nightwear. You cannot find it anywhere else. So he's selling the only version going, and that is worth speech plus 10, which is pretty huge. Plus it only weighs 1, so very useful to just keep on your person. Ooh, fun bug I'd never noticed before, by the way. This kid's just picked up a second Sea Finder. And I have just checked, I can give him another 1,000 caps to buy it off him, so I would have 2 in my inventory. But it sadly does not hold a separate independent charge, so fire 1, the other's empty. So there will be no point to that whatsoever. Still, it's always fun to find a new bug in Fallout New Vegas. Anyway, while we're in Freeside, we're not quite done yet. Because I need to head round to the back streets. Normally, of course, you'd only really bother coming round to my destination, Cerulean Electronics, if you were doing the Atomic Tango quest and after the greatest character of all time, Fisto. But there's something else worth grabbing in there too. One, of course, we got ourselves a big old pile of rats, not worth much in the way of XP, unfortunately, but what can you do? Any chance that yep, star bottle cap, never say no. We'll be getting to them in a second, by the way. Here we go, fairly well hid on the floor in the middle of the office area, lying congressional style, the speech skill book, arguably one of the most valuable in the whole game. And yeah, very easy to just walk straight past. I'll take that for plus 3 speech, lovely. And one more I can actually grab at this point too, just up the road from Westside, just following the road, stay a fair distance away from the road by the way. Yeah, the far side from Vegas itself, because Cazadors, so many Cazadors. Not too difficult to avoid them even with my sneak though. We've got ourselves the Tumbleweed Ranch, which does indeed contain a very large number of tumbleweeds, just kind of sitting here, watching the TV. Go upstairs, one of the tumbleweeds is just having a lovely nap. Lovely environment for a tumbleweed to live in. There's also lots of BB ammo and multiple BB guns in here as well, so if you need a top up for your BB gun, that's great. But what I really want is lying congressional style Mark II. And with that, my speech is 45. Or to put it another way, 55 while wearing the naughty nightwear, or to put it another way, 65 with meeting people, which is gonna be very, very important. Gotta love Useless Steve in those leopard print pajamas, by the way. Absolutely beautiful. By the way, if you've never been here, because yeah, this is a bit out of the way, and you're not sure what's going on with the tumbleweeds, yeah, there's a little star actually out here, which is, you may notice, a completely empty little paddock out here with a corpse in front of it. So this guy at some point just sort of died somehow. So, what you're going to be wanting to do, by the way, this is very important, is store your bottle caps aside from one on this guy's corpse. Because you're going to be wanting 1 bottle cap in your inventory when you step forward to speak to this absolute star, who you may have noticed, there we go, shimmering away right there. We've got ourselves a Nightkin, who is, I love this guy's great.
You want to buy Wind Brahmin?
And go on, tell me what a Wind Brahmin is. Do you mean the tumbleweeds?
What?
And yes, indeed. By any chance are you slightly bananas?
Crazy with low prices on Wind Brahmin. You buy one.
And absolutely I want to buy one, but how much do they cost?
All.
You want absolutely all of my caps for a tumbleweed.
They are very good, Wind Brahmin. All caps.
And it doesn't matter how much you've got on you, the Nightkin will take literally all of it. Though, of course, you can just kill the Nightkin to take all the money back. But it doesn't matter whether you've got one cap or tens of thousands, the Nightkin will just take all of it regardless. It's a very interesting approach to pricing. So yes, I will gladly buy one Wind Brahmin for one cap.
Ha ha, stupid human.
And there we go. The Nightkin thinks that they have managed to outwit me, but I think actually we will find that I have outwitted them. And of course, don't forget to grab your caps on the way back out. God love the Nightkin. Absolute flippin' star. Now, while I'm in this part of the world, I may as well actually just nip up the road here because, yes indeed, we've got ourselves another very intriguing quest that can be taken care of up in Jacobstown. Here we go, Jacobstown. If I recall correctly, this might actually be the first time I've actually visited this place since I played Fallout 2, so Marcus, it's nice to see you again.
Welcome to Jacobstown, human. Was part of a super mutant army. Ran a town, walked the wasteland with the tribal. Now I'm here.
Oh, go on, tell me about the tribal.
We were looking for a Gek to save the village of Arroyo. Eventually, we did. Nuked an oil rig in the process. We went separate ways after that. I went east into the Rockies looking for other mutants like myself. Don't know what happened to my friend. I've got a feeling it turned out all right in the end.
Certainly sounds like it turned out a bit better than it did for the original Vault Dweller anyway, so oh that's nice. Marcus, it's lovely to see you again. Now, I'm just passing through here, but hang on. I'm trying to remember this. I swear there's something good in one of these cabins, but now I can't remember what it is. Okay, one Nuka-Cola victory. That's pretty darn nice. Surprisingly strong healing and not many items in New Vegas restore AP. Well, 1-star bottle cap, and yes, I remember this scene. This is always fun. Yeah, 2 people playing cards, but one person put down 5 of the same card, which is most definitely a bit on the dodgy side, and got himself presumably shot for his trouble. Ah, one locked it away I cannot open. I bet there's a skill book in there, because I swear there's a skill book, but now I can't remember which one it is. Obviously, don't forget the snow globe. Very, very nice indeed. No one minds me taking that. Ah, perfect timing. So, all I've done is come in here, walked into the house, done a bit of looting, nothing major, handful of meds, nothing too dramatic at all. And now I've come back outside, there's somebody standing on the road. Perfect. Right, Marcus, how about you let me handle this?
Got a problem, could use your help. Been having trouble with NCR mercs harassing the town, and they just showed up again.
And oh my goodness, what are they doing, Marcus?
Killing our bighorners, shooting at the lodge, that sort of thing. It's getting hard to keep people from retaliating.
And what makes you so sure they work for the NCR, Marcus?
Guess I can't say for sure if they're NCR. Wherever they are, they want us dead or gone.
And yes, I can verify myself they are NCR because, rather cunning plan of course, the NCR aren't just going to straight up launch an attack on the town, instead they're going to try and provoke the mutants to launching the first attack, which is going to give the NCR justification to come in and wipe them out. Because of course, yes, the relationship between the NCR and mutants is a little bit two-sided, because sure, there was the whole Master's Army thing, but on the other hand, we know in Fallout 2 there are mutants living peacefully inside NCR core territory. So yeah, clearly somebody has got it in mind to basically try and provoke the mutant to provide a justification. But Marcus, I'm guessing you want me to sort this out all peaceful-like.
You're human. They might be willing to listen to what you have to say. Maybe. I'm not asking you to kill them. Just talk them into leaving. Hell, pay them off if you have to.
Pay them off, you say? Well, we might just be doing some of that, Marcus. Because this quest here is very short, very simple, and may contain the best con in all of New Vegas. I absolutely love it. So, let's me and you have a chat, Mr. Mercenary. Also, I just love, by the way, there's one guy standing bold as brass in the middle of the road because they want to be seen, but he's got plenty of reinforcement, much better hidden, behind the rocks. It's beautifully laid out. Right, Norton, let's have a chat about what you want.
Our business is with the muties, not you.
Yes, but how about we have a chat? Any chance caps would make you go away?
We're still owed half, 2,500 caps. Pay up and we'll be on our way. If you're short, maybe you can get the money from the muties.
What an interesting possibility you just raised. So, no, goodbye, I'll be right back. So, me and Marcus now need to have a chat. Marcus, terrible news. They'll go away, but it's gonna cost you 3,000 caps.
Damn it. That'll wipe out the town treasury. If that's what it takes.
And Marcus just hands the money straight over to you, which is beautiful. So that's just 3,000 caps I've now got. So I could go and pay them the 2,500 and I'd walk away with a very healthy 500 cap profit, but I don't actually need to do that. There's two ways I can do this. One way which is just more hilarious, but I won't do it because it's mean. Once you've got the money, just shoot the mercs. Mercs start running in this direction. Here we go. I now just actually stay back over here, and the super mutants will absolutely destroy the mercs. Now, some of them might end up dead. Marcus, in fact, might end up dead, but they will absolutely be able to win if for no other reason than eventually the mercs will get into town proper, and yeah, there are reinforcements coming in. So basically, yeah, the mercenaries will be slaughtered. In fact, some of them are already flipping running. In fact, on this occasion, Marcus has been pretty lucky. Some of them have dropped their weapons. Everything is good. So the mercenaries have been very, very easily seen off. So, everybody's nice and dead. Have a chat to Marcus.
Not the outcome I was hoping for with the mercs. At least it buys us time to build up our defenses. Had hoped to start reaching out to NCR, start talking trade and borders. It'll be more difficult now.
And yes, indeed, he doesn't actually want the money back. He just lets you keep the 3,000. But what's much more elegant is, take the 3,000, then just slip on your fanciest pajamas, maybe read a copy of Meeting People if that's what you need to do as well, and how about me and you have a chat? Right, off you pop, I don't want to see you guys around here again.
I've always known when to fight and when to back down, and it seems to me I ought to back down this time. My men and I are leaving. You won't see us around here again.
Just to be clear, he just said that to Useless Steve, in a set of leopard print pajamas and the hat that he took off Easy Pete's corpse. So, okay, fair enough, I suppose. The only downside is, of course, yeah, there is some good armor and weaponry to be got here. Obviously, some of these guys are armed with plasma. There's a sniper rifle. He's actually wearing some combat armor. It might even actually be reinforced combat armor. I think he's actually armed pretty darn well. But that would screw over Jacobstown, so I'm gonna be nice to Marcus.
Good. Glad you didn't kill them. Letting them walk away proves we're not bloodthirsty mutants. If NCR or anybody else is looking for an excuse to attack Jacobstown, they're not gonna get it from us.
There you go. 250 XP. I get to keep the money regardless, so I've kind of just robbed the town, but they love me anyway. Beautiful. Okay, back to the strip. We've been here very briefly in the past because I now want to do the quest that I think is arguably the easiest and most ridiculously large amount of XP in the entire game. Here we go, tucked away at the back, Michelangelo's. Here we go, no skill checks required, just chat to Michelangelo, go through his dialogue. In fact, you can actually fail all of the speech checks and he still gives you the quest anyway, it just doesn't even matter. So then, he wants you to go take some pictures, and the fun thing about the pictures he asks for is they're in a very interesting location. So Prim, of course, which you passed by when you were beginning the game. Then you've got the dinosaur at Novak, pass through that as part of the main quest. Helios 1, pass straight by that as part of the main quest. With the only one that's even slightly out of the way being the Sunset Sarsaparilla bottle outside the bottling plant. But, would you believe that happens to be somewhere I wouldn't mind visiting regardless. And honestly, it's very close by to McCarran, which is... Hang on, that's the other one, isn't it? Yeah, there are 5, not 4. But yeah, McCarran, even if you've never been there, obviously you've been to Freeside. Just walk out of Freeside, straight through the sharecroppers. You can make it to McCarran literally never seeing an enemy. None of these are out of the way in the slightest. So you might assume that visiting low-level, extremely safe areas that you've already been to would not necessarily yield much in the way of, you know, a reward. But, no. You'd most definitely be wrong. So, take that photo, that's 150 caps and 100 XP. And bear in mind, of course, in this game, there's always fast travel, even in hardcore mode. So, straight over to Novak, it's extremely likely you'll already have been there. In fact, can you actually take notes? You have to take a picture of the thermometer. I was about to say, can you actually take a picture from where you stand without even bothering to move? No, that would be a very bad photo. We want to actually get the thermometer. So let's walk around the front just to be sure. And all of a sudden, it goes up to 125 for 225 total so far. Now, Helios 1 you can definitely do from the exact point you arrive in, so I've literally just fast travelled here. Take the picture and... Okay, officially the game thinks I'm shooting a gun, which is why she just reacted like that. So that's another 150. That's a level up right there. So that's, what's that? 375 XP so far. I will take speech up to 50. That'll be very, very useful indeed to save on meeting people in just a moment. Then... lockpick. That should start moving in the right direction, together with just a tiny bit more in the way of sneak. Now, level 10. That's a perk and a whole bunch of new perks too. Okay, finesse is normally an absolutely to be taken under all circumstances, but 5 extra points of luck. That's basically 5% extra chance to crit, but right now I've only got a 1% chance to crit, so going from 1% up to 6. But then again, 6% chance to hit, start adding in some, say, critical chance multipliers, that's not so bad. It's not so bad, and I wouldn't mind Commando. Then again, I feel like I'm accurate enough in VATS for the time being. Wouldn't be terrible, though. I mean, I am tempted just to go for even more endurance for even more perks, because when I'm done with all of this, I am going to be flipping swimming in money. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to take intense training up to endurance of 4. Right, did we say we were up to 375 XP? So just take a really bad photo. That is now 175. There's a couple of you guys coming in, but that's absolutely a-okay. So that's what? 450 up to 550, I believe we're up to at this point. Absolutely flippin' lovely. Ignore all of that nonsense. Don't need to be involved in that. And actually, now I'm curious. How far away can you be while still getting the photo? Because I can see the sign right here. At least I can see the bottle. If I try and do that. No, that is officially too far away. No, there we go. Got it without even going over there. That was close enough. So, there we go. 200 XP at the end. So that was... what did we say? About 700 or so XP just for revisiting early game completely safe areas. There's still a bloody fight going on over there somewhere. I'm sure the NCR will take care of that for me. And yeah, you don't even need to go over to the Sunset Sarsaparilla. As long as the actual label on the front of the bottle is loaded in, that counts. You don't even need to bother crossing the road into Fiend territory. And here you go, Michael. Have the photos.
Oh, that's wonderful. Just what I need. Thank you, brave one. Here's some compensation for your work.
So 750 caps, which is not nothing.
You have earned it, my friend. Now I can finally unveil my masterpieces to the world, all thanks to you. Come visit me again sometime.
And another 500 caps on top, and then another 200 XP at the end. So yeah, in total about 1,250 caps and 1,000 XP for that quest. Easiest money and XP in the game. And I'd understand if, say, you know, you were sent to the furthest reaches of the wasteland, but you're not. You're just fast travelling back to areas that you've almost certainly already been to. It's a very weird quest. It just feels like it should be worth nowhere near what it is, but I'm not going to complain. Ah, yes, of course, and while I'm on the strip and trying to make some money, I'd be foolish not to visit the Lucky 38. Not because I'm particularly interested in what House has to say, of course. I'm more interested in, yeah, the various bits and pieces hidden back here, including one test site snow globe that's not in the test site for some reason. It's here. I'm not sure why it's here, but it's here. And with that in hand, Jane, I think I've got, what, 4 snow globes so far? Here we go, Jane. Hit me up with some beautiful money, because House just likes snow globes. Though I believe Josh Sawyer has actually commented on this, by the way, saying the reason House likes snow globes is because they represent the way that he looks at the world. A frozen image of the past, contained safely in glass, that he can pick up and interfere with any time he wishes to. So that's kind of fun.
You do? Why, that's just wonderful. I'll take them and put them with the rest of the collection.
And there we go. Another 8,000 caps. Okay, next on my to-do list, a different type of cap. It's time to wrap up the star bottle cap situation. So, 38 right now, I'm missing 12. Okay, luckily, there are a couple of locations where you can very easily grab a few together, and I do have some of those memorized. Right, California Sunset Drive-In, just outside Prim, nice and safe, and down by this little building here, there should be, that's normal. That star, that's normal, just be careful, they might... There we go, I got both of them. Sometimes they sort of glitch into the floor, which is unfortunate, but if they don't, 2 up for grabs right there. Nellis Mess Hall, I believe there's 2 to be got here, so yes, star bottle caps are never stealing as far as I'm aware. The rest of these are normal bottle caps, so that would be stealing, tragically. Right, that's 1. There's another one somewhere else too. Nope, never mind, it was right here, it was just face down. Yeah, 2 on the same table, love it. And right over here in Camp Golf, just a tiny bit over from the road that leads into Vegas, yeah, I believe this is the single biggest stash of star bottle caps in a single location in the entire game. Here we go. Upstairs on the right in here inside the Sunset Sarsaparilla room, we got ourselves number 1. Then a second right there, and I swear there's a third. Where are ya? There you are, third one on the far side of the bed. So 3 in a single room. I do not think that's true anywhere else in the entire game. Right, back to the Central Plains just to the south of McCarran here. We got ourselves another good site. One I may have never visited on the channel before, because there's not really much going on there for the most part. So yeah, you got yourself the big old ant mound over here, featuring some very large ants indeed, it must be said. So we'll just lay down a bit of fire on them from a distance. Right, 1 goes down, 150 XP. Hang on, that might have been some form of achievement. That was only 50 XP. I think I just randomly hit an achievement there. And a tiny ant too, but don't get too close. These guys are fire ants, so you know, you don't want to. There's Bug Stomper 1. Okay, what was that 100 for then? I don't know. By the way, you can just naff off. Because here we go, massive ant mound. We do not want to enter. Okay, apparently you can enter that. Right, I didn't know you could do this. Well, this is fascinating. I mean, I'm going to work under the assumption that it contains, like, you know, ants and... Okay, I've just done flipping energy weapons and also unique Mojave weapons. So I just picked up a ridiculously large amount of XP for basically nothing. Shooting an ant. Love it. Alright, let's get sneak up at least a little bit here. The rest can go back into non-explosives. Energy weapons, thank you. Okay, so now we're making fast progress on the leveling. I honestly had no idea there was a massive ant queen down here. That is completely news to me. Right, she seems to be pretty large and like a little bit flying, and I'm guessing she's like not got much in the way of armor. So, rapid fire weapons it is. Right, come over here, come over here. Yeah, right up in your face, please. Right up in your face. Lovely, that'll do the job. And down she goes for only 50 XP. Right, well, okay, that is completely news to me. That's spectacular. Together with, random people that were kidnapped and brought down here. That's a bit on the grim side. Okay, before I forget, the reason I was actually coming out here was, this little farm right here, just a bit beyond the ant mound. Though, be careful. Obviously, we're not too far away from Deathclaw territory, and I don't want to be taking on those guys. Though, speak of the devil, I see some stuff here. Yes, Hunter's Farm. And I see red on the far side. That's fine. Step inside. Can't remember whether there's anything inside. I don't think there's anything inside. I think once you're inside, you're 100% safe. Don't go out that door, though. That's the bad door. Here we go. Bottle caps. Star number 1. I'm pretty confident there is a number. There's number 2. Right. 47. And of course, take all these Sunset Sarsaparilla. Every single one has a 5% chance of yielding a star bottle cap, so you never know when you might get lucky. And on this occasion, I did not. Just 6 normal caps. Right. Lights off. Now just... Okay, I'm mildly concerned at this point. I'm not going to deny. Just sneak away. Keeping whatever's over there as far away from me as... There we go. Right. Very glad I put a handful of extra points in to sneak there. And actually, one super easy one just up the road here in Sloan. There is 100% one somewhere here in the mess hall. And there it is. So that's 49. Okay. Obviously 49 isn't ideal, though I will be having another 3 right here. Come on, let's see if fate wants me to get this done. Not yet, it doesn't. Okay, I'm going to head over to the bottling plant regardless. I believe I've got... Oh, bloody hell. I always forget about those mines. Right, just heal that up. That's absolutely fine. Because probability says, if I just drink 40 Sunset Sarsaparillas, I should get the remaining bottle caps I need to get up to 50. And I'm pretty confident there's more than 40 inside the headquarters. There's also some robots though, so let's get out the good guns. Okay, start doing the rounds, help myself to some energy cells. Watch out for, yeah, various robots as might be guarding the perimeter. I can't remember how many are dead versus alive versus hostile versus not, but definitely some. Oh yeah, there's a red. There's a red right there. So, hi over there. That's absolutely fine if you'd just like to be crippled any moment. There we go. Nice melting. 50 XP. Fine. That means these guys aren't nothing. Be careful. Actually, then again, I've been carrying around these pulse grenades for who knows how long. May as well get some use out of them. Here we go. I see one of you over there. There's one of you. Yeah, one of you's right there. Okay, so boom. Right, that should be you taken care of. And any damage to me is going to be... No. Bye. Down you go. Pulse grenades. Flippin' love pulse grenades. And a grenade rifle, even a basic grenade rifle, it's just a thing of beauty. Right, so that's an easy 100 XP. Any more for any more? I think everyone else is lovely and neutral and friendly and whatnot. Right, plenty of Sunset Sarsaparilla on the actual production lines here. Plenty of boxes sitting around too, though tragically, many of them nothing but empty bottles. That one's got some stuff in it. Alright, we're just going to grab all of this and then we're going to drink all of the Sunset Sarsaparilla in the world. Oh yeah, this here. This is the mother load. Okay, I'm sitting on 58 Sunset Sarsaparillas, so probability says at a 5% chance to yield, I'm gonna get what I need, because I'm on 48 right now. I thought it was 49, but no, it's 48. So, let's flipping go. Come on. Come on. Oh, no, over encumbered. That's not star. And star. Okay, just let the over encumbered get out of the way. I'm not over encumbered anymore. Unfortunately, I think that's gonna keep popping up constantly. Yes, basically the game's gonna go one bottle cap, one over encumbered, one bottle cap, one over encumbered. So, okay, I'm just gonna drink all of this, actually. And I didn't get one. One out of 58. Wait, hang on. It's just gone up to 50. Possibly it doesn't count it until the game's caught up with me not being over encumbered? Right, okay, well, I've got 50, so that's nice. Possibly more will appear in a second, I don't know. Okay, well, I'm glad about that, because my backup plan involved going to some potentially rather dangerous locations. So, yes, this is definitely for the better. Yeah, there we go. So, Sunset Sarsaparilla appearing there. And also my... Wait, what? My dehydration level? Uh-oh, I think the mod might have broken. No, the mod just thinks I've got dehydration, because I drank so much Sunset Sarsaparilla, I temporarily pushed myself into it, then it corrected itself. Good, 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 good. Right, Festus, hand over the goods.
Howdy, partner. Welcome to the headquarters of the Sunset Sarsaparilla Company. Wrangle up a stool and listen to old Festus jaw a while. If you and old Festus are old pals, say a command now. Otherwise, say, pleased to meet you, and we'll get acquainted.
I love Festus. Festus is the best. So, deposit the stars into the slots.
Woohoo! You did it, partner. Bullet for you. Old Festus knew you could do it. I suppose you'll be wanting that prize now. Well then, hold on to your hat, 'cause it's a doozy. Not many people have heard the true story behind Sunset Sarsaparilla. Well, it's a right honor. And now, without further ado, your prize, the Legend of the Star. Long ago, people didn't have forces me to say that Nuka-Cola is a swell beverage, but sometimes people just wanted something different, you know? So one day a man, a saloon owner in a small town, decided to make a new type of soft drink and asked his patrons what flavor they'd like it to be. After getting no help from them, a stranger at the end of the bar suggested the man make a sarsaparilla-flavored drink. The stranger said he would happily share his family's recipe for the drink on one condition. The condition being that the stranger would be allowed to sample the bottle whenever he liked to ensure the recipe was being followed to the letter. The man happily agreed, thinking the drink would make him rich, and the stranger promised to meet him by sundown the next day. The next morning, the sheriff stopped by and reported that the stranger's body was found on the side of the town road. He'd been killed by bandits. The man, cursing his luck, closed the saloon early that day, just as the sun began to set. But after he'd locked the doors, he turned around to find an unfamiliar bottle on the bar with a note beneath it. The note was sealed with blue wax in the shape of a star. Opening it, the man found it contained a recipe for a sarsaparilla-flavored drink. Sampling the bottle's contents and finding it singularly delicious, the man gave silent thanks to his mysterious benefactor, wherever he was. Being an honorable man, the saloon owner paid for the stranger's funeral, thinking it was the least he could do to repay him. The saloon owner went on to become rich selling the new drink, and to this day, some bottles of Sunset Sarsaparilla have a blue star under their caps. Some say the saloon owner ordered it done in honor of the stranger. Others say it's the stranger sampling the bottles like he promised. And that's the legend of the star. Hope you enjoyed it, and hope you continue enjoying Sunset Sarsaparilla.
I consider that a more than appropriate reward. That's a great story. I have not failed. I haven't failed in the slightest. I've gained a really lovely story, well told by a robot, who you may notice is full of bullet holes because, of course, someone else has already turned in the 50, got the story, and started shooting him as a result. Although I guess I wouldn't say no to a secondary prize here in the prize vault, especially as the secondary prize is one big old pile of bottle caps, which I'm guessing would be star bottle caps, but as soon as you've completed the quest and actually turned in the 50, at that point all star bottle caps just become non-bottle caps, and more importantly, Sunset Sarsaparilla Deputy Badge, the most important thing of all. Though tragically you can't wear it, it is miscellaneous, not apparel, which is quite frankly a tragedy. Though in total, yeah, there's probably about, I don't know, 8 or so boxes with stuff in them, 100 to 150 per box. You probably make a good 1,000 caps just off this room, which is very, very nice indeed. But the real prize is one, a holotape from Alan Marks, there we go. 1,500 XP, one of the biggest rewards of XP in the entire game, as it turns out. Absolutely flipping beautiful, and, okay, wouldn't mind a little bit more energy weapons. I mean, sciences. It's going to be difficult to get science anywhere even remotely decent, to be perfectly honest. I feel like I should just focus on getting energy weapons a little bit up. Level 12, if I recall correctly, nothing spectacular shows up at level 12. I think, yeah, well, rather there's lots of stuff, but I can't have it. So, yeah, literally one thing I can access, fast metabolism, which is kind of, well, it's not terrible. I guess it's okay, but I'll leave it be. Which makes the real choice now, yeah, Commando or Finesse. I wouldn't mind Commando. The Q35 is doing me a very good job so far. That thing's been going very well indeed, but Finesse is not bad. Finesse is not... Yeah, you know what? I'm going to take Finesse. I know 6% crit chance isn't great, but there are multipliers in effect. So multiplying, say, you know, 6 by 2.5 or 3 is a lot better than multiplying 1 by 3. So, you know what? That's absolutely fine. And more importantly, Pew Pew, the unique variant of the laser pistol. And this thing is a beast. 1, because it's a laser pistol, I can use it. Strength requirement of 1, 0 energy requirement, DPS 133, damage 59. Compare that to the Q35, which fires really fast. Damage at 31, DPS under 100, and yeah, DPS 42 there. Damage only 9 on the service rifle. Might be time to get rid of that, to be honest. It's been a faithful friend, but I feel like we're moving on in the world. Pew Pew is really strong. Now, there's a reason it's really strong. It's because if you actually fire the thing, it fires 5 shots at once. Not like a shotgun, they are actually just a single beam, so you don't have to worry about accuracy or anything. But, yeah, the reason it's called Pew Pew, I've missed this for so many years, I only realised it when I was thinking about this episode, is, yeah, it goes Pew Pew. You fire twice, then you have to reload, because 5 shots a go, 10 shots in the clip. Pew Pew, then you have to put a new thing in. I never realised that before this week. So, after all that nonsense, I've now got 17,000 caps to my name. So, let's go spend it. Right, back with the good doctor, and you may notice, by the way, yes indeed, the strength and endurance implants are now available again. Thank you to the person who sent me a message telling me how to fix that, which is the doctor slightly messes up if you use mod AV on a particular value. Set AV stops that happening. So basically, behind the scenes, what I've done is I modded my values back to what they were, then I set them back down to what they should be based on the... Okay, never mind. I used magic. Basically, a wizard did it, but now everything's fine. So I can actually select every single implant if I want to. Thanks if that was you that told me about that. That was very useful. Okay. What do we have left at this point? So I've taken intelligence and agility. Perception's kind of garbage, but it does flow through into lockpick, guns, some useful stuff. Strength is really useless, but carry weight would not flipping hurt. Endurance is nice for the health, but you can't take endurance to have enough endurance to take another implant. That's not how that works. Charisma obviously is garbage. Lucky would not be useful for me, because my luck being 1, going up to 2 would do literally nothing. Then again, with finesse, I mean, it's possible. Okay, don't worry about that. Yes, the subdermal implant. That's damage threshold versus regeneration, which is slow, but in a world where I can't pause and spam stimpaks, wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. I could take that, but then again, I do think subdermal is superior. That's what, 3 or 4 damage threshold, I think? I think it's like another rank of toughness, which I can't take in this character because my endurance isn't high enough. So, okay. What do I want here? What do I want? I think I wouldn't mind taking... I mean, I've already got endurance up to 4. So, I've already got enough health for the time being. I wouldn't object to regenerating and subdermal rather than any of these. But that I think I can't afford, because I think that's... Is that by any chance 8,000 and that's 12? Yep, double checked. 8 and 12. So even after all of that, I can't quite afford both. Not just yet anyway. Okay, I'm gonna take subdermal. Yep, there we go. Damage threshold up by 4. That's actually really, really damn nice. And I'm gonna take the luck implant. I know that doesn't get me any skill points whatsoever, but with finesse and luck too, and some weapons that have got some multipliers on them, I might actually be able to start getting at least a handful of criticals, which would be very useful. Criticals are powerful in this game. Alright, so special-wise, that brings us to here. Skills are starting to look, well, okay. It's taken us till level 12, but we now actually look like a vaguely competent level 2 character. Flipping love it. And I would say that is enough for now, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you found that pretty interesting. So I'd say, yeah, that's some stuff I've never really talked about on the channel before, going into the rather weird case of quests in Fallout New Vegas. Now, some of them provide very different rewards depending on how you complete them, and indeed sometimes provide huge amounts of reward for very little effort. Very, very useful indeed for a low-level character who needs to get leveled up in a hurry for whatever reason. Next time, I think it's time for us to head back into the strip. We've got some plot business to take care of, and I've got a very particular way I'd like to actually wrap up the first act of the game, to show off something which, while not exactly a secret, is certainly something I'd say probably a good maybe 90% of you have never seen before. So yes, indeed, some more secrets to share with you next week, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully, you're looking forward to that. But in the meantime, I've been John, this has been Many a True Nerd, and this has been Fallout New Vegas with The Worst Courier. Thank you very much, and goodbye. We have got a gate key here, and then we have got... I've made a mistake, I've made a mistake, I've made a mistake, I've made a mistake! This is going to take all of my skill and cunning as a hunter to sort out... Die, you mooing bastards! Die! Die! Go away. Go away, nobody likes you. That was a good idea till it wasn't.